I've turned it down to 30 frames, and it still says my encoder's overloading. How we doing there? Now can you see me? I think we're better now. Ah, there we go. All right. Yeah, it's right. I'm streaming and pushing video in 2-3 different ways here off the PC. No. With the visor, if a person walks in front of you, can you see them? Yes. Because you can do pass-through. You can turn on the pass-through capability. And there's 4 cameras in the front of the device. I think that's what they showed. Like, you can see there's pass-through here as you're working, right? So you can see through the devices. Yeah, I pushed OBS as hard as I could push it, and I backed it off a little bit. So, right, you can turn on virtual reality backgrounds if you want, or allow it to see through. So, right, here's a person sitting on the train, and they can see, you know, around them on the train, but they're working in VR space, AR space, or they do have the ability to watch movies full screen and other things. So, Rolly Rolls has been programming in the Microsoft ecosystem since 1998. Here, I'm gonna zoom this a little bit so that you can see that text a little bit better. Where I went from Access Database to Microsoft SQL Server since 2020. Wow. All right. I've been on a new project, and using Azure SQL is quite expensive. Well, that depends on how much processing and how much space you're using. But, like, you can use a 32 gig of Azure SQL on one machine at burst, and it'll cost you $20-$30 a month. Yes, I've worked with MongoDB. You haven't tried it. What I recommend as a database to start off using from a least expensive point of view. If you really need to go least expensive, I would look at something like Postgres or MySQL. If you're still entrenched on doing a relational database, I would do those. MongoDB is a non-relational database. It's got some amazing features that allow you to work in a schema-less way, but it's going to change the way you think about working with database. So Rolly Rolls, I would suggest if you're very much in a relational mindset, stick with Postgres or MySQL. Mongo has some awesome features there that are great to take a look at. It's going to change the way you think about some of your database columns, the way you think about some of your relationships in your database. It's really, really cool to use. And MongoDB is absolutely a great database I recommend for folks who are ready to think a little bit differently about their data. On YouTube, Kieran says, I've been using Immersed Virtual Desktop and the Meta Workspace apps for a while now. Which one do you like best, Kieran? I tried using the Virtual Desktop, I tried using the Meta Workspace, and I keep coming back to Immersed. And I think it's really, really good. C# Titan says, do the visor lenses filter out blue light? No. They don't. Thing that annoys Kieran about Immersed is that you need to unplug your additional monitors. They changed that. It's not just the free version. They added that requirement. It's not just the free version. It's even the pro version. Yeah, you can only have one monitor, physical monitor on your device that you're working on, one physical display. I do find that annoying as well. I agree with you, Kieran. Frustrating, but I'll live with it. For the most part, I use it with a laptop or I use it with my desktop, and I'm okay with it. You like Meta Workspace the most? You like the hassle-free monitor setup? Okay. I haven't used it in a while, but it felt clunky to me. So, And you can see the little red dot in my workspace up here, right? That's how I know that the camera's on and that it's sharing what I'm viewing here. And you can kind of see the mirror on Chrome back there behind that display. So visor, and we did a couple pull requests there for the Blazing Pizza workshop. I wanted to go tune the I've never used the social element, Kieran. I keep seeing it, and honestly, with the amount of network that I was pushing here, I worry about it. So, yeah, with VS Code, yes, absolutely, right, and be able to share your screen and do that, and that's actually what I wanted to do right now. So I have Visual Studio here. Yeah, I haven't touched the Fritz bot in literally years. Fritz Stream Tools right here. And this is what I use for working with, come on now, for interacting with chat. So that looks really good to me, right? I hope that looks good, and yeah. Right, and I can also then throw other displays and things up top and whatnot. Right, have two code windows, multiple code windows side by side. And I'm purposely keeping things really large, where I would have this pushed back a little bit so I could see more side by side in my field of view. This is a 100-degree field of view here. 100? 110. I think it's 100. But I would absolutely have more on screen to work with here. It's a little bit hard for me to show, and no, I haven't aspirified. I haven't even updated this to .NET 8. Look at this. Look at this. Look, it's got vulnerabilities. Look, it's still running .NET 6. So now I'm starting to feel a little bit of sweat up here with how the headset is up against my head. You feel dizzy coding like that? It's because you're sitting still and you're not looking around like I am in space. So I absolutely understand that. I don't think I use this anymore in the bot. I don't think. Like, let's try getting rid of that. Right? It should still build. Yeah. Right, if you're using the device and you're actually looking around, yeah. I haven't had it steam up on me. So I leave a bit of a gap between what? Oh, between your face and the device? Yeah. Right, make it a little bit looser. Yeah. The challenge is I don't want it flopping around on my face. I'd really like to update this. I think I can get rid of Newtonsoft JSON also, because I think I started to use system text JSON. John Skeet quotes, yes. Nobody's used that feature in a long, long time. So I forget what this is. Is that for testing? I don't remember. The Bobo VR strap. I've heard a lot of folks talk about that. A Y connector. What's a Y connector? Oh, a Y connector for the USB-C. It is cheaper than the Meta one, the Bobo VR. So I'm gonna be shifting to the visor when I get mine shipped. Do I think the visor without the attachment that the shield? I don't think it'll work as well. No, I think you're gonna want the shield that blocks out light. The Bobo VR strap. Here, let's go look at that real quick. Right. No, don't do that. Over here. Right. Right, there we go. Bobo VR. Yeah, I've seen folks talk about this a bit. And $90 at Walmart. On eBay, there's so it's an extra battery pack that goes around the back. That looks, what the heck is with that? The image is awful. But yeah, wrapping it around the back, I've heard a lot of folks talk about that. Yeah, okay, so the Y connector for the USB-C so you can split it. Gives you an extra 2 hours. So being... Right, why is my... Frozen pizza Stranger Things? Oh, I remember, yes, somebody was talking about that. So if I look for a... No, I want the USB-C, right, the Y connector. Right, I'm looking on Walmart because I'm cheap. I don't see one of those jammies. Yeah, for $9 to be able to split and be able to both charge and be hardwired in. Yeah. So with the Y connector, you don't need the extra batteries, right? Because you'd be plugged in, charging, and hardwired into the device, so that you're not using network. Yeah. Yeah. All shipping. Yeah, I might be able to get one at my local Walmart. So, you got it from Amazon? Yeah. So maybe I'll order a couple of those. I definitely understand folks wanting to shrink because me looking around. Not that one. There's a different one. So I should probably update this to .NET 8. And, right, hang on, let me look at the time. 10:31. I have a hard stop in a half an hour. You get a cheap one for the Quest on Amazon. Okay, I'll look it up. Thank you. I appreciate the recommendations. Yeah. Make sure it's compatible. So that's a good point. The Quest headset, the charging cable with it is definitely pushing a lot of current across it. I've tried using other USB-C cables, and there's definitely a compatibility thing there, to be sure. So I know that my head is bouncing and moving in space. I'm trying to hold my head still, but you are still seeing a little bit of jostle. Okay. Here we go. Let's do... Can I upgrade this easily? I think I can. Yeah, the extra power on the device is critical. Otherwise, it will go through it quickly. Like, I'm still at 100% here. At about, right, 49 minutes into our work. Like, you're gonna want it. No, I want to be over there, and then that will save. There we go. Auto fixture, auto. Yeah, I really don't like auto fixture in there. but we'll deal with it. That should still build. Right, so I'm just going to do this update here. The other thing that I can tell you is I do wear corrective contact lenses. Yeah, look at all the security patches that we're going to need to do here. Yes. And errors. Wow. All right, all right. It doesn't run anywhere except on my local. So, I mean, we'll get these updated. Manage NuGet packages. Put. Show me the updates. No, I was going to say, that's not the only one. So, look at all the updates. That's fine. Select all. Do it. Give me all the latest and greatest. And, yes, I accept. So this should clean up. Well, that's in Stream Tools. I'm in the test project. So that should be better. Yeah, how you doing there? Welcome. It is in outer space. Kind of. Why don't I like auto fixture? So right, look at all these things that are set up out here. Like this, all of this extra configuration out here. Auto mock stream service with name and count customization. All of this setting up mocks and things out here is a lot of extra configuration that you can do instead of using right. I can turn these from facts into theories, and it becomes a lot easier to inject those things. And I'm not bringing in and setting up all this extra code, right? Come on, show me where it's used. Thank you. 2 references. Right? So theory, auto mock data, right? I could just put it right there in the theory and have it declared and visible here, and it becomes a little bit more concise in how I present and show that. Is it Diurdo? Is that how you pronounce that? Doing great. Oh, I'm coding in space. Look at that. Japan's coming up on the west side of the Earth right now. It's spinning in my little space station I'm working in. So that's kind of cool, right? You always use that. Oh, don't. So MS test I avoid. XUnit is in very, very good shape and works. In my opinion, works very well with .NET coding. So, yeah, XUnit's the one that you'll find me typically using. I wrote my own Twitch library here for integrating so that I could update and maintain it on my own when it was ready to go. Hey, PC nerd. So, yeah. MS Test doesn't have those capabilities. To do theory. XUnit does, so that's why looking at it kind of makes sense to say, hey, let me bring that over. Taking a look at the updates here. Sure, we'll apply all of those updates. Cool, so my little Twitch library is updated. And I'll build that just to make sure that it builds. And yep, build worked. So let's move into Stream Tools is the web UI. I forget what Streamlib is, but we'll update this one also. Oh, it's the interfaces that define all those things. Sure. So build that. There's an update or 2 in here that I should do for libraries. So let's manage NuGet packages on that one. take a look at the available updates. Yeah, we're good on updating all of those. That's fine. Catching up on chat here. Camera movement is making you dizzy. I bet it would, Billy. It's not something easy to watch on a display, but when you're actually in it and you're looking around and it's your noggin, it's your head that's actually turning and looking, yeah, that can be difficult to watch on stream. That's why I'm not a fan of doing this on stream, because it can be hard to watch. So, okay, I'm going to continue and do the next. Did that one build properly? NuGet package restore failed. Rebuild that one. Streamlib core, OBS proxy, chatbot, console chatbot, stream. Yeah. Thank you, Surly Dev. You heard about T-Unit this morning. What's T-Unit? Help me out with that. Is a beefy GPU needed to drive all the virtual displays? No. No, it is not required. So it looks like I need to finish updating a couple of these other projects before it'll let me do that one. So here, this one we know is very much .NET 8, right? So I'll do that save. And let's manage NuGet packages on this one. Select all the packages and do the update, because they're all .NET packages. So Streamlib core is not compatible with .NET 6 in chatbot. Right, I'm not there yet. So let's update this one also. And I'll push that to 8. And we'll take a look at the NuGet packages on this one. T-Unit's a new unit testing framework. Nick Chapsis released a video on it this morning. Okay. No, I don't want the pre-release. So, 12 updates? Yep. Okay, just about there. It looks like OBS proxy and stream tools need to be updated next. Hey, hello. Source-generated async testing framework. Okay. Okay. So what does that mean? It runs faster? It generates tests for you? What's the advantage of it? You definitely want some kind of VR coding. It's a lot of fun. So, oh no, I didn't want the pre-releases. Oh no. It's faster since it doesn't use reflection? Well, decline that. There we go. That's better. I don't want to go straight to 9. Unless it saves me a ton of time, I don't care. Like, there's inertia in getting folks to change tools. Where is the enhancement? I've heard that too, C# Titan. Did I move on to VR? Oh no, develop and zero. I work in VR space a lot. I am an early, right? I've purchased. I'll show the visor again. No. I've purchased the visor device, and we saw their keynote yesterday talking about this. It's made by the same company that makes this software that I'm using called Immersed. So folks were interested in learning more about Immersed and see how I use it. So I'm happy to share that experience a little bit today. I do develop, and when I'm on the road and when I go to, so I had this with me, this entire setup with me when I was in Las Vegas last week for Dev Intersection. Folks that are going to Tech Bash next week, I'll have this entire setup. My keyboard, you see my keyboard down there, it's behind my microphone. There you go, there's my keyboard. This is the Digma Defy keyboard. I'll have that with me, as well as my headset. I'll have Immersed with me and my laptop that it works with. And happy to share and show off a little bit of this experience, because I do find it, when you are working, it's very easy to block out all of the noise, right? I have a headset on, so I'm listening to my favorite music. I've got my visor, my VR headset on. It'll be a visor, but this is a Meta Quest 3. It also works with just about every other headset on the market. The older Meta Quest headsets as well. These are inexpensive, the Meta Quest headsets. Relatively. But having all this in, I can block out the world and completely focus on my task at hand. So, unless you've got Twitch chat hanging out here and working. I don't know that the speed matters a huge deal since I don't have a massive amount of tests to run. See, I would suggest that if your tests are running slow, is it the test framework or is it the tests that you've written? The code that you're exercising? If it's and I can almost guarantee 90% of the time, it's the code you're exercising. Reflection is slow in that, oh my gosh, it takes 30 milliseconds to look up a method. If you're concerned about shaving 30 milliseconds, 300 milliseconds, if you're concerned about shaving that, sure, go to a code-generated test framework. That makes sense to me at that point. But for the lion's share of folks who need to write unit tests, it's not going to do anything for you. Yes, I have been using Immersed. I've been using Immersed for almost 6 years. I was using it before pandemic. Oh, I'm definitely happy with it. And I'll share the visor command again here in chat. I spelled it wrong. I do have a referral code. If you use that to buy a visor device, they're not available yet. They're going to be shipping soon. If you do use that to order one, you save a little bit of money. I save a little bit of money. So, happy to share that for folks. Provides extra benefits for context switching. Oh yeah, because right, I've got another display over there. And I put all my control stuff for running the stream on this display over here that I've got turned vertical. I like to put chat on Discord over there so that I can turn and see what folks are talking about while I'm working and doing whatever here. There is a subscription. Yes. Think of it like a subsidized device that you'd buy, a subsidized phone. You can either pay the full amount for the device and you get a 1 or 2 year subscription with it, or pay a significantly lower amount and still upfront and pay that subscription over time. I'd rather pay the subscription over time to the company instead of paying it to my credit card company and paying interest on it. So that way I get to support those folks. But there is, your only VR expense was the Samsung Gear VR that they used their phones and the screen door effect. Yeah. So, there's no screen door happening here, but if I reach out past my, oh, it's not doing it. Right, if I were to, there you go, you can see my ring, the ring on the floor, right? And if I can reach out and get past my VR space there that I'm kind of, because I'm sitting still, I'm not going to run into that. And that's typically what you're doing when you're working in this type of environment. You're not going anywhere. You're sitting still and working and having a good time over here. Some other folks had mentioned about playing a game in VR with this. I can definitely show that. So here, now I've got a bunch of high security vulnerabilities. Warning as errors turned on. So... Ugh. Why isn't it updating? Right, I thought... Yeah, I turned that to 8. Go, do those updates. Yes, I accept. And it's not updating. Why? Like, it's... Why aren't we applying updates? Right? Look, OctoKit. Oh no, if I update that, it's going to break things. Update that one. Come on now. No. Hang on. Save all the changes. I'm going to turn off OctoKit because I don't want the new APIs. No. Let's close this and reopen it. Something's just... You would have 5 screens, one with them showing my VODs or C# in the cards. That's very kind, Surly Dev. One with the app you're working on, one with utilities, tools, Git, database. Yes, absolutely. Right? So, and I'm minimizing the amount of that I'm doing here. Right? So, I do like to have... What? No. Reopen that. Right, I do like to have my console window, so I'll put my console window over there so that I can do my Git work over there. They do remind... Yeah, there were a number of folks that got a hold of them and were sharing their experiences on Twitter last night, X, whatever. And it sounds like they were very happy with their experience using it. Right, so let me close this. Right, so what I would normally do is have, here's my application up there, so that when I debug run, it's up there, so I can see it, right? And I can move these up and down. Is there functionality to quickly switch to desktop places? Put one project in, one on... oh, sure, right? You can... There's... Right there, there's... Windows tab. And you can change... Where'd it go? You can change desktops here. Right now I'm on a whole nother desktop. Right? So I can Windows tab and switch desktops. And I think there's a hotkey, I forget what it is, that'll allow you to swap between desktops. It's like Windows control left and right will swap between them. So yeah, you can absolutely do that too. All right, so I just reopened this. Let me go back into managing the NuGet packages here. Right, so folks were asking about what it's like in VR space, so I wanted to make sure that you got a chance to see what it looks like, because it gives you so much. Control Windows left, right. Ah, there we go. Thank you. Yeah, it's not doing the updates for this project. That's annoying. That's really annoying. Like, what's the output? Why is it saying it won't do it? Yeah, I know. That's why I'm telling you to update. Here's what I'm going to do. The last question that we got about this is, what's it like to play a game in VR space? Let me open Overwatch. Just so you can see. I'm not going to play a full game. I'm just going to jump into, like, the practice location. Make a workspace where you fall into an infinite pit every time you make a spelling error. Definitely consider, yeah, right? I mean, look, this is a cool experience, not gonna lie. Right? Like, I thought I was just getting the VR headset to play games, but, man, it's really cool. So, there's Overwatch, all started up. Well, the launcher screen. So here, let me jump into actually running it. I'll jump over to my Overwatch key set. I have a key set with base core that's specifically set up for this. So, right, check this out. So I'll open base core. There's Overwatch. Right, so I'll put my... There's my keyboard definition. And that's what my Overwatch layout looks like. Notice I don't put anything on the right keyboard because you only use your left hand. Right? Oh, look, I got one more thing in my battle pass. What did I get? A new version has been downloaded. I don't know what that is. Here, what do I got? So there is a noticeable delay here. Oh, so I got some more mythic prisms. So I've got the 100 to buy the gimmick this time. So if I go over to play, I'm going to go to training just to show you I'm going to wander around the practice range so you can see what it looks like. Now, I have Overwatch set to ultra settings because I have the high-end video card. But I think you can already see it's a little bit slower. Like, time to save the world? Game on! This is not easy to use. Now, there are other apps that will mirror your screen better. So, it's doable, but the extra bit of lag that you have in rendering, and look at the clipping. It's not smooth there at all. And I'm sure it's even worse for you. Stream crash? No, I'm still broadcasting. I'm still broadcasting. And back? Okay. Alright. Now, GPU isn't struggling. It's... Ooh! No! Don't go there! Let me come back over here. Yeah, lag is killing. You've had some drop it. Yeah, right? Right control shit. There it is. Performance. Like, it says 100% CPU, but CPU is 100%. GPU's at 66, 60 some percent. No, it's not optimal to be streaming this, right? It's doing a lot of work right now. Right, my CPU is getting crushed. So, dropping out Overwatch. and I'm waiting for my CPU to recover. Come on. Yeah, OBS, Immersed, all the Firefox stuff that's open. It should recover here. Yeah, there we go. It's starting to recover. Yeah, I closed Visual Studio. My GPU is doing all right. Watch. But the CPU is... Yeah, maxing out a 5900. Yeah. Well, right, I've got the extra displays up here. If you shut... Right, as you add displays, it definitely grabs more CPU. So... And certainly adding streaming into the mix here isn't helping. Right? So if I turn off that extra display that I had put up, right, we should see this drop back a little bit. But pushing back and forth here is definitely a lot. Right? Exporting video from the PC to the headset back to the PC in OBS is a lot. So I do need to wrap up. I do need to wind things down here. So let me head back over here. I'm going to unplug and get out of VR, and my battery is starting to go here on the headset. So I am going to power this down for right now because I do have some work to get into. There it is. Whew. So, there we go. You saw a little bit of what it's like to work in Immersed. And honestly, my CPU is still up in the 70-80% here. Which has me thinking OBS is using it and hogging it. No. The desktop window manager is what's hogging it. That's Windows. So, that's the little bit of sharing that I wanted to do today. I hope that's something that you find interesting, that you want to try. Definitely something that I've really enjoyed working with over the last years that I've been using the Immersed service. But I need to run. I do have a phone call that I need to get into. The virtual isn't heavy to support. It's just, right, I'm running the virtualizing, I'm running OBS back and forth, and it's pushing a lot of video rendering back and forth between the devices. So, let me take a look at who else is streaming on Twitch that I can get you connected to, because I have to get to a call. Taking a look around the horn here. Let me send you over to... You know what? It's Friday. Let's have some fun here. Johan with the resub.
Jahab just resubscribed for 68 months.
Thank you so much. 68 months with us. let's have some fun. I'm gonna send you over to our friend Fairy Wings, and we can crash her party. She's playing games, always very cool. To join and support her channel, and we haven't rated her in a while. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're watching on YouTube, there's other great videos over there. Down here, you can check out. But I will be back. We'll see about when I come back next week, because I'm out at another conference. Have a fantastic rest of your day, wherever you might be. And I wish you good health and good coding. Take care.